Let's look at session 15. This is PT Fitness Challenge and muscles of the trunk and core. And with this one, this is a muscle session that they actually have you teaching them. For the lower body, for the upper body, they've done this as part of the home component of the program. So in this, you're going to use VAK type teaching methods to work with the trunk muscles. Really important with this one that you lay it out bit by bit and then you come up with a eureka moment for the friends. So to teach the muscle component, name the muscle, show them the muscle up on screen, get your skeleton and show them the muscle location on the skeleton. Use a chuck swipe if you can. The chuck swipe has got those grainy things on it and they'll be able to see the fibre direction of the muscle. Fibre direction counts for the abdominal muscles. You'll be laying a layer of information for later on in the course. Once they've seen that, get the friends to colour it in their book. Then they stand up and they show each other the muscle with fibre direction while they name it. So they get to see it, to hear it, and then to feel it. And then you go through some specific exercises for the muscle. Don't worry about going through lots of detail with the exercises because there's a core conditioning prac at the end. Just name the exercise so they can see how it relates to the action. So you've got muscle on screen, muscle on skeleton, muscle in book, muscle on self, friends show muscles, friends go through the exercise. Now what you'll need to do is do this for the 4 muscles of the abdominal group before the break. It means the break will be a little bit later than normal. It pays off though. So you start with transverse, go to internal oblique, external oblique, rectus abdominis, and write it on the board as you go. Transverse abdominis, internal oblique, external oblique, rectus abdominis, so that when they get to the end you can build up the way to remember them, which is tier. Relate it to a cake. Relate it to a 4-tier cake. And then show them the word tier as you block out the letters in a vertical. It'll say tier and you say this is how you remember the abdominal muscles from deep to superficial, and they will think you are a genius. And they'll be able to remember it. After the break, come back and finish off in the same method using the rectus spinae muscle group. And then from that point, you're getting into posture and the practical. Posture component only needs to be brief. It's so the friends can see the shape of the posture and get a little bit of familiarity. They're going to be spending a whole session in the PT portion of their program on posture, so don't worry about going into any great depth. Just seeing the position and mentioning that the way that someone is positioned can relate to muscle activity, muscle strength, muscle tightness, etc. All right, that's as far as they need to go. When you get to the end of the session, we're in the core conditioning practical. Now there's quite a few exercises that are described in their notes and also in their Exopedia. Go through 5 key ones. All right, so go through a supine leg slide so they can learn how to set themselves up in supine. Go through a crunch, so an ab curl. Go through a hover. Go through opposite arm leg in 4-point kneeling and back extension. That way they're covering off on a few of the key things that are going to allow you to show neutral posture and deep activation. Now in this prac, get them to get hands-on. So they ask permission, they palpate correctly, they give feedback on position. They need to see themselves as instructors in this as well. Best way to run the prac is show and tell. Quick demonstration, then the friends practice the exercise for say 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes each. One person's the instructor, the other person's the client. And then we wrap it up at the end with our bra exercises and the roundup. Now the PT Fitness Challenge component of this session generally starts the session off. You do the friends warm up at the very beginning. From there they go straight into the challenge. The challenge needs to be well organised. If you've got a group with 20 or more friends, I would recommend doing the entire challenge in one go. The delivery plan will have you doing the challenge with strength exercises only and parking the flexibility component until the afternoon session, the stretching session. And that works very well in groups under 20. If you've got more than 20, it's better to do the whole thing, otherwise you'll have friends lining up waiting for equipment. So let's assume a group of 32. Set up your room so that it's set up with equipment paired. So what you'll need is 20 kg barbell or barbell setup, 2 of those with a bench for the bench press. You'll need 2 barbells 20 kg set up for the squat. You'll need an area set up for shoulder flexion test. The next area you'd set up is, say, a ab curl with 2 mats. Set up 2 20 kg barbells for deadlift. Next station would be your stretching station to look at hip flexion test. So straight leg raise. Then set up your cables. So you've got your 20 kg cable row. You need 2. And the last station, you require 2 benches so that you can run a Thomas test for hip flexor muscle length. Now what that allows you to have is 8 stations with 2 pieces of equipment on each, and that allows friends to work 4 to a station in 2 pairs. So friends work with their same partner all the way through. One friend has their partner's logbook and they mark off as they go. And this is straight out, either the friend can perform the test or they can't perform the test. If they perform it correctly on the day, they simply get ticked and signed off. If they can't, they've got 6 weeks to come good on it and then get retested again. The stretching components will be the fastest bit. That's why we've interspersed those with strength exercises. Key point, friends move clockwise around the room and they don't move until your call. It should take no more than 2 minutes per station, but I'd recommend you stop them after each station and go, stop, grab your books, sign them off. Everyone signed off? All right, guys, move to the next station. 2 minutes, go. So if you can set it up like that, it means the friends settle down each time you stop them from station to station. That way you'll get the whole thing done. Should be done and dusted after your explanation in about 25 minutes. From there we go straight into the room and we start our session.